you spoke this morning about how it's not easy to beat a team twice in a row, and it certainly wasn't easy tonight. How did you see your team find a way?
Well, obviously we were reeling there for quite a while, but the fact that our best people just got to work when the things were all even again and went out there and found a way to get us another one. And then we were pretty good there right to the very end. And again, the penalty kill, made it even harder on ourselves, but it was a pretty gutsy win that way. We don't like a lot of things about the game today in terms of how we let them back in it. Of course, that just shows again where we need to continue to grow as a team. At the same time, that's a good team over there. That's 2 games. They played us hard. They carried play for good chunks of time in both games. So we knew they were going to push back. I wish we could have been a little bit better there, but to come out of it with another win here tonight is a really good sign for our team in terms of the resiliency and not folding and not feeling sorry for ourselves when we give up the lead, when they find their way back. All really good, healthy signs for our team, but there's lots of things we'll take away from here tonight that will help us get better from here.
Next up, we'll go to Terry Cochet, Toronto Sun. Go ahead, Terry.
Sheldon, so that first period, what did you like, and what can you take out of that? Because to outshoot a team like you did and outscore them, 2-0, but really the Flames had nothing. What positives did you take defensively out of that first?
Well, I thought we were really tight. Our gaps were tight. We got above the puck really quickly, really controlled the neutral zone very well. Didn't give them many opportunities to get going. They got a lot of skill, a lot of speed. When you are loose in the neutral zone, they attack the line with control, and then they go to work in the offensive zone. So that's kind of what happened in the second period. It was a lot looser in that regard. But in the first, we were real tight. We didn't give them much space to operate. I do think the shots on goal were a little bit misleading. When you look at the actual shot attempts and time in zone, they actually spent more time in our end than we spent in theirs. But we defended real well, and that's why not a whole lot of high danger stuff got to the net. So that was really positive. But we had talked in the intermission that it was going to be a much different second period, and it certainly was. So we would have liked to handle that a little bit better.
Thanks.
Next up, we'll go to Kevin McGran, Toronto Star. Go ahead, Kevin.
Sheldon, what did you think of the guys you added tonight? Travis obviously scores. Mikko played a bit more, and Joey too. Do you kind of like what you have in terms of competition for spots at those parts of the lineup?
Yeah, I do. I thought that line, the additions of Boyd and Anderson with Engvall, I thought we got real good shifts out of them. Obviously a goal, that's huge. We haven't had a lot of production coming, from there. Simmons scores a goal as well. So, from those lines to get production, that's really big and really important. So I did like what we got from those guys. I obviously felt confident enough to put them out there real late in the game and had a pretty good sense that they wouldn't send their best people. Those guys gave us a good shift. And then unfortunately one goes over the glass, and we're holding on pretty tight to the end, but those guys gave us a lot, at the same time. And I think, when we look at the players we took out, none of those guys did anything, whether it's Dermott on defense or Spezza on forward, Berbanoff, those guys haven't done anything to come out. It was just more a matter of us needing to make changes just to get other people involved. And, with no exhibition games, we don't want to allow too much time to go by here without giving people opportunity to play and get a game, because you just don't know when you're going to need these guys, as we've already seen with the injuries and having to change the lineup with Robertson and Thornton and Matthews for a game. We want to make sure we're giving these guys a chance to play. So that's why we made the changes. In terms of Dermott and Spezza, I like what these guys have done, and that's not why we made the changes. It was more just to keep other people involved.
Next up, we'll go to Luke Fox, Sportsnet. Go ahead, Luke.
Hi, Sheldon. Where's your comfort level at with Mikko letting in right now?
I still think we're in that stage of, getting a feel for what he can bring. We're really confident and comfortable with him on the power play. There's no doubt about that. I think at even strength, there's a lot to for us to still find out in terms of how he can handle, different matchups and how much we need to protect him and give him an opportunity to really adjust to the league and to the pace of play and the competition. So I would still say we're uncomfortable. I think if you were speaking honestly, Mikko's probably a little uncomfortable too. That's where we're at here with this type of season. No exhibition games. That's where you get all these bugs out, and that's where you get a feel for guys. So we don't have that luxury. So whether it's Mikko or whether it's any of our other depth players we've been moving in and out, it's a challenge. But every team is dealing with that in their own way, and we'll continue to get him involved when we can, and give him opportunities to get comfortable himself, and then over time he'll earn the trust of the coaching staff and things like that. But it's difficult, no doubt.
And last one here, we'll go to Kevin McGran, Toronto Star. Go ahead, Kevin.
And just about Mitch, he really seems to have worked on his shot. It seems far more dangerous than it used to be. What's it say about a player of his caliber that wants to get better and add something to his arsenal, even as good as he already was?
Well, I think a real differentiator from the true great players, the truly elite players of the league, they're not satisfied. They're continuing to find ways to tweak their game, whether it's adding something as such as improving your shot or one-timer. I mean, Austin last season, added a one-timer and that threat to his game, and it became really dangerous that way. And then you see how he scored tonight on the power play is, a different type of shot, one that was more that you'd see early in his few years in the league. But Mitch is always looking for ways to get better. All of our best players are. They really push everybody in that regard, to continue to find ways. When you see Mitch Marner, John Tavares, Austin Matthews, William Nylander out on the ice every day, practicing and working on different things and spending their off season and trying to add different layers to the game, it certainly makes you, if you're a player that is, not at their level, that you got no excuses. You got to keep pushing and working, and they set the bar in that regard, and that's good and healthy for our team and for those guys.
Great. Thanks, Sheldon.